So tonight I'm talking to you guys about dreaming and how to dream bigger than you've ever dreamed. I have never dreamed the way I dream now and vision things the way I vision now than whenever I started with this amazing company. So my husband and I were talking the other night, and at the first of the year, we try to go through different things, go through our dreams, kind of talk to each other about things that we expect out of life, expect out of this year, what we want to do, different things like that. So we always try to do that at the beginning of the year, but we didn't start that until I started this company. Because when I started this company, the Mark Pentecost, he always is talking about, and other leaders in the company, always talking about dreaming and having dreams and having goals and all this stuff. But as a kid, you dream of doing and being anything that you can do and be. But as you get older, people tell you yes or no. So for instance, you can ask a little kid like that plays basketball, what do you want to do whenever you grow up? Like NBA. They don't think about the fact, there's 7. They have no idea how tall they're going to be, if they're going to be tall enough for the NBA. They have no idea if they're actually even going to be good at basketball when they get older. They can't think about everything else that could bring their dream down. Right now, they're playing every single day out there with their little school friends and with friends after school, and they're thinking, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It's what I love. I have passion when I'm doing this. This is amazing. And they have no other thoughts. And everybody else is like, okay, no one squashes a kid's dreams. Or you're thought of like as a big jerk, okay? So you don't tell your kid, like, you don't have the bill to be a ballerina. You don't, whatever that your kids want to do. You don't tell them about things like that. Like Ada, she says she wants to own a bakery. Well, I could sit there and squash a million things about owning a bakery. Owning your own business and having a storefront and all this kind of stuff. I could just tell her, there's a lot more to think about than just baking and having so much fun, because she loves to put the mixer in the bowl right now and crack the eggs. That's her favorite thing to do. So of course she wants to be a baker. There's more to it than that. But people would look at me like, you're crazy. Why are you telling your kid all this negative stuff? She's young. She wants to be a baker. Just say, okay. And that's what I do. I'm like, okay. And that's her dream. She has the name of it and everything. But as we get older, we allow outside voices to speak to us and tell us everything that could go wrong with our dreams. And we learn to stop dreaming, to stop talking about our dreams. We learn to live life as it comes. And we hope, wish, and pray for it out all the time. Like we hope, wish, and pray we're not just paying bills every single week and not having enough money left over at the end of the month. And we hope, wish, and pray that something's going to change for our situation. We hope, wish, and pray we can go on vacation. We hope, wish, and pray to own our own home. All this stuff that we hope, wish, and pray for, but we never really dream about it, really think about it, really put our dreams into action. Instead, we just suppress it at the back of our minds and think that'll never happen. I don't know that I can ever do that. And we squash things ourselves, and we allow outside voices to speak to us and speak over us. Life and death is in the tongue, and you are allowing people to kill your dreams and to kill yourself by speaking those things to you instead of speaking life and only listening to life. So tonight, I'm telling you, dream boards are important. They're absolutely amazing, and they're wonderful. I put things on a dream board. I really made a whole lot of money with the company. I was making a few $100s a month, and that's what I needed to help pay my bills. So it wasn't like I was making a lot extra to be able to do extra things, okay? So I was making enough extra to help pay our bills. Are in a tight spot. And I made dream boards, and this was in December. And that, at the time that I was making that dream board, times were extremely tight for me and Matt. I was making this dream board and writing this stuff down, thinking, like I was almost laughing and cutting some of the stuff out and putting it on there, because I'm like, this is fun, but there's like no way this is really happening, So I was like cutting it out and putting it on there. And like one of the things I put on there that I literally was a joke was Louis Vuitton. So I put Louis Vuitton on the dream board. And then I also put an SUV. I wanted a new SUV vehicle. I put that on there. I put, I wish I would have brought my dream board down here so I could even just show you guys. I put all kinds of stuff. Those are 2 things that really stand out. Oh, and I put that I'm going to take my little girl to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique at Disney World. because we had been to Disney World before, but the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is like $300 and something to do this full package or whatever, where Ada could get her hair fixed, and they, say Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and let you look at yourself and you're like, look like a real princess. And it's something I wanted, but it was like an extra. Disney's already super expensive, but I wanted to be able to take her to that. So all this stuff I put on my dream board. Okay. This was December. That January, I was listening to conference. It was conference time, which like it is right now. I was listening to conference, and that people were talking about how they were paying stuff off and how they were doing all this stuff. And they announced bonuses like they do every year, and they'll announce bonuses this month at the end of the month during conference. And they announced them, and it was just like something went off in me, and I believed for the very first time. You guys, I'm being really raw and really real with y'all. I'm probably going to be emotional. I can just feel myself like tearing up. But I was like, I believe for the first time that there's no reason why these other people are doing this and they're making all this money. So I got busy. I told Matt, I said, I'm getting that bonus. So there was a diamond bonus, and then there was a double diamond bonus. I went diamond that February, and then I went double diamond that March. So we actually were in Disney when I went diamond. We were in Disney when I went diamond, and got announced that I made a $20,000 bonus. And I was just like, $20,000 bonus. I just honestly, like, I couldn't believe it. It was just crazy that December was really tight times, really hard times. Scroll through 2 months later, I was taking my little girl to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique for the first time and letting her do that. And then, not even a year later, I had my Louis Vuitton, and I think I had my SUV. I either got my SUV that year or the next year. Like, I'm just saying, through writing that dream board and doing that dream board and putting those things, my dreams down that I thought were a joke, but I just listed them down. It's what I really wanted. Right now, whenever I'm talking to you guys, I'm telling you that we've done several things. One of the things I had on there was Matt and I had went to Rome, and Italy and Paris and all this stuff before, and I'd put that I want to take my kids to Europe. And last year in September for our 10-year anniversary, we went to, so yeah, it was this past September was a year. So we went to Paris and London, and we took our girls. Just like so much of that stuff on there that I thought, there's no way I could ever do that. And they got done. And it was because I just started thinking in my head and just thinking, this can happen, and writing it down and putting it down that that's what I wanted. That's what I was working for. And just things started unfolding and happening. It's so weird how this all works to me, but it really does work. It's really crazy, and it's absolutely awesome and amazing. I am going to read to you guys something. So I have to start today, Rachel Hollis Journal. If you do not have it, I think it may still be sold out. It's a super hot item. I put it down for my Christmas list. It's exactly what I wanted for Christmas. And thankfully, Matt jumped right on it and ordered it right when I said it, because I think it was sold out by Christmas time. But I'm going to read to you guys something. And I just did all of my stuff this week. And it's so, so powerful. And I want to do this with you guys. I want us to all do this together. So a dream board is super important, cutting out photos or doing it however that you want to do it. There's all different kinds of ways to do dream boards. You can look it up. You can YouTube it. And they're important. But this is something that we're going to do together right now. So I'm going to read something to you guys. Who do you want to be in 10 years? What are the 10 dreams that would make that vision a reality for you? Which one of those dreams are you going to turn into a goal and focus on next? For clarity's sake, let me explain the difference between a dream and a goal. A dream is an idea you have. A dream is something you think about and or obsess over. A dream is something you fantasize about coming true. You might have a dream to get into shape, but it becomes a goal when you sign up for the half marathon, join a running club, and start racking up miles. The goal is when you stop hoping for your dreams and actually start working towards them. A goal is a dream with its work boots on. Here's how the process works. So this is going to be about you 10 years from now. Imagine that a decade of time has gone by. You are living your best possible idea for yourself, for your life. Dream big. Don't put any restriction on it. Don't overthink it, something that we tend to do. Just allow yourself to envision the most magnificent possible future version of yourself. A decade in the future, what is the very best version of yourself doing? What does she look like? How does he go about his day? How does she speak to people she loves? How is she loved in return? What kind of clothes do you wear? What kind of car do you drive? Are you a great cook? Do you love to read? Do you love to run? Get as specific as you possibly can. Where do you go on vacation? What's your favorite restaurant to eat at now that your life is different? What kind of food do you consume? How does it feel like to go throughout your day? Are you optimistic? Are you encouraging to others? After a decade of working on yourself and growing as a person, how much joy is there in your life? Who is in your life? What's your week like? How do you treat people? How do they treat you? Let your dreams run absolutely wild. Are you happy? Are you energetic? Are you driven? Do you feel ambitious? What's your relationship like with your family members? Do you own a home? What does it look like? Do you have kids? Do you have a family? Are you married? What is the best of the best? Now, go bigger. What's a bigger version of the best version of you living every day in the best state that you know how to be? What do you do for work? What is the highest value that your future self holds? Is it family? Is it loyalty? Is it growth? Be as specific as you can be. See it like a movie in your mind. Now, here is where you need your pen and paper, you guys. Without a second of judgment or overthinking it, I want you to write down that you just thought of as fast as you can. I don't want you to forget any of it. I want that the future version of you to be seared inside your brain. The best version of me is when I'm at my best. Don't hold back. This is not the time to think it through or tell yourself to slow down. This is not the time for realistic. This is the time to think as big as you possibly go. You've got 2 pages to fill up with words and sentences, pictures, doodles. Get to work. So, you guys, right now, I want you to think about who you are in 10 years. What I did to myself is I wrote a letter to myself. And I started my letter off saying, 10 years have passed, and if I could say anything to the 30-year-old mom with a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 4-month-old, I would tell her, ... And I wrote a letter to myself like I was writing it 10 years from now. So for the next 10 minutes, we are going to do this, you guys. I want you to write down exactly what you're going to be in 10 years, what you're going to eat, what kind of house you're going to live in. I just told myself everything I was going to be. Pretty much in 10 years, I am like the most amazing thing that y'all have ever seen. I am so fit. I'm the best mom, best wife. I'm like the top giver in my church. I'm a millionaire. I'm at the top of my company. I'm just an incredible leader with tons of people. You guys, in 10 years, the best version of myself is a pretty awesome person. So for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be quiet, and I want you guys to let your dreams run wild and go crazy and think about it and just write. Don't think about anything except who you are in 10 years. Okay. If you're not done with that, just after we get through with this, or while I'm speaking now, you can go ahead and continue to finish that. It might take a little bit longer, but hopefully you've done that. So the future of yourself sounds awesome. I already know. But that's the first step. That's you in 10 years. Now, here's how you're going to narrow it down. You have 10 dreams. You turn your 10 years into 10 dreams. 10 dreams are things as if they've come true. They would make your vision a reality. So if you saw a future that was completely financially free, maybe your dreams would be things like making a 6-figure salary, getting completely out of debt, etc. But maybe your future dream self is also healthy and happy and energetic, and becoming a marathon runner and a vegetarian to the mix. The important thing is to be specific. The list of dreams is how the future vision manifests for you. Often when we do this, we come up with more than 10, but it's essential to narrow it down. Focus matters, remember. Choose 10 dreams that if they were to come true, would make your future self real. Here's how you do that. Write them as if they've already happened. Because I read that once your subconscious focuses on what you give it, so if you tell yourself and your subconscious, I'm going to make $1 million, you don't end up focusing on the goal, but on the words going to. Just another to-do list for your brain. You didn't give it direction. You didn't ask your mind to help you figure out how. You only told it you were going to. Okay, you only told it you were going to do something, which is specifically powerful no matter how big of a goal you set for yourself. After all, you create to-do lists all the time. What makes this something your brain should take notice of? What if instead you told yourself, I have $1 million in the bank? That's specific. That's an outcome. That's direction to head. Going to is something in the future. Have is present tense, which means your subconscious starts focusing on how to make that real right now. Some items in my list are things I want to achieve. Other items are things I can accomplish every day. Like, I'm an exceptional wife. That is one on my list. I write down every day as a reminder of who I am and who I want to be. I imagine my future best self still drunk in love with my husband, Dave. This is Rachel writing this. In the future, he's still my best friend. We can't keep our hands off of each other, only now we look so much fresher, all because our kids are older. We don't have to change diapers or wake up with a teething baby. I'm careful with the words I write down. I don't use the word good. I don't use the word great. I use the word exceptional. When I write that sentence about being an exceptional wife every day, I have to ask myself, what did I do to make me exceptional? It's simple prompt to move me into action. It reminds me of to text my husband, tell him how much I love him and appreciate what a good dad he is. Things again and again. It wasn't until my 6th book, over a decade of dreaming about it, that I finally made that dream a reality. And even though it took years, every single day I reminded myself where I was headed. So for the next few minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to write down dreams that will make your vision a reality. You need to write down 10 dreams as though they were. Not saying things like, I'm going to, just put I am. So there should be the kind of dreams that light your heart on fire, just to write them down, and also make you a little nervous. These are the kind of things that if people saw your list, they'd be like, that girl has lost her mind. Who does she think she is? But guess what? Those aren't dreams for the naysayers. Those aren't dreams for anyone else. Those are things you want for your life, and nobody else gets an opinion here. Not even that snarky voice in the back of your mind that likes to remind you to slow down and be cautious and play it small. Tell that voice to shut it. Let your heart decide where which 10 dreams are best, not your brain. So list 10 dreams as though they've happened. So what are 10 dreams that you have to have accomplished to make all of that dream life in 10 years come true? So on my 10, let me see here. Yeah, 10 dreams that you made happen. Okay, is it still freezing up or is it better? You guys are like no one has their video on, and so I can't see.
You just keep randomly freezing, but it comes right out of it. But the last one, it was like for 10 or 15 seconds.
Okay, so do I need to read what you're supposed to do next again?
Yes.
Okay, did you, I mean, hopefully everybody, I didn't see it before. Hopefully you guys wrote what you are in 10 years. Everybody heard that?
Yes, we got all that. Yes.
Okay, now these are, okay, so I'll just start over with the part after that.
We heard you telling us about Rachel and her husband and how she's madly in love and all of this other stuff, and then it cut out shortly thereafter.
Okay. So I'm
like right now. You cut out again.
Am I still?
No, I heard am I still. It's like every time you go to tell us what to do, you cut out.
I wonder why.
Are you connected to Wi-Fi?
I turned it off.
It seems to be worse. Okay, try it now.
Okay.
It's so bad. You need to connect back to Wi-Fi. Your screen's completely frozen. I can't hear anything.
Great. Okay, let's see. Is this better?
Yes, I can hear you.
But can you see and hear and all that?
Yeah, I can see you too.
Okay, so maybe I'll just leave. I had it sideways. Maybe that was affecting it. Shouldn't have, but maybe. Is it good?
Go for it. Try it.
Okay. So I'm careful with the words I write down. I don't use the word good. I don't use the word great. I use the word exceptional. When I write that sentence about being an exceptional wife every day, I have to ask myself, what did I do today that made me exceptional? It's a simple prompt to move me into action. It reminds me to text my husband and tell him how he looked or how much I love him, how much I appreciate him, what a good dad he is. That wouldn't happen if I didn't have a prompt reminding me of who I want to be. Are you hearing me?
Yes. We heard this before too, though.
Okay. Another item on my list, I'm a New York Times bestseller. I wrote this for years and years. I wrote it for my first book, third, fifth, every time. And she pretty much is saying she wrote it for throughout 6 books in 10 years. So take a moment and write down what 10 dreams you have that would make the vision of a reality of the person that you are in 10 years. These should be the kind of dreams that light your heart on fire. Just write them down and also make you a little nervous. These are the kind of things that if other people saw the list, they'd be like, that girl has lost her mind. Who does she think she is? But guess what? These aren't dreams for the naysayers. These aren't dreams for anyone else. They are the things that you want for your life, and no one else gets an opinion here. Not even that snarky voice in the back of your mind that likes to remind you to slow down and be cautious and play it small. Tell that voice to shut it and let your heart decide which dreams are best, not your brain. So write down 10 dreams that are going to make your yourself, that best version of yourself in 10 years, a reality. One thing that I wrote, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but I said on my 10 dreams that I wrote down that as though they were, I wrote words like I am, I bought, I live in, like I live in my paid off dream home. And so I went and I found my dream home and I screenshot it and have pictures of it. So I know what my dream home is. And I'm saying I live in my paid off dream home. I bought, I am, not words like I'm going to, I hope, anything like that. Tell yourself you are and like it's the present.
Jamie, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, like, out of all of the stuff that you did you make a dream board, like, out of this?
I have some of this stuff, and that's one thing I kind of talked about at the beginning, I think, was I have some of this stuff, like, I do have a dream board, but I did not have every single thing. This is a little bit different, but it will be about the same thing. But this is just teaching you how to dream, and it's going to teach you how to turn. So you write yourself down for where you are in 10 years. And then after you do that, right now we're doing the spot of 10 dreams. These are 10 dreams that you have. So you narrow down if everything out of what you're going to be in 10 years, what are 10 dreams that you have that would make you that person?
Okay. I was just curious if you used all this and you made a dream board out of it, or
I did make a dream board. Me, Matt, and my girls made a dream board together, and it was very beneficial. And watching my girls put certain things on there, like my girls hadn't been on a cruise, and Ada's like, "I'm going to go on a cruise." So it was kind of neat seeing different things that they wanted to do too, and everybody made our own dream boards. But this is something kind of that I've done separate and aside from that. But if I accomplish these 10 goals that I've written down, everything on that dream board would be no problem.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So this is all about the 10-10-1 rule. This is 10 years from now and 10 goals as though they were, or 10 dreams as though they were, and one goal. So it's narrowing your focus down to one goal. 10-10-1. 10 years become 10 dreams, becomes one goal. Your dream is your idea, becomes a goal when you actively begin to pursue it. 10 dreams, even though they may be more focused than you've ever been, they're still too broad. We've got to narrow it down to one thing. So what do you want right now? What is one goal, one thing you can do that will get you closer to the 10 years from now version of yourself the fastest? What is one goal out of the 10 just finished identifying that you could work on this quarter? To achieve a goal, you need to make sure you have clarity on two things. One, what are the specifics? Two, how will you measure your progress? I want to lose weight, not specific. You want to lose 2 pounds or 100 pounds. That's specific. I want a body fat percentage of 24%. I want to save $5,000. Those are specific goals that you can measure against. I want to do better with my finances. That's garbage. You're already setting yourself up for failure, or you're setting up for yourself credit for work without making measurable progress. Paying cash for my latte instead of using a credit card could be considered doing better on finances, but where is it getting you? If your goal is something along the lines of, and this really spoke to me, I want to save $5,000, then you wouldn't have a latte at all. Your goal needs to be measurable. You need to be able to judge whether you're making progress or getting closer to where you want to be. A lot of people also say a goal has to have a time limit, but I don't like that for goals because I feel like it sets you up for failure. If you tell yourself you've got to be in shape by the end of February, you get to mid-February and you haven't done it, you just beat yourself up. The intention here is working on your ideal self is a lifelong process to become who you were meant to be. Lifelong process doesn't have a time limit. All that matters is you have consistency. Goes hand in hand with this business. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for habit. And that's why writing stuff like this down is a practice for every day. So get grateful, because being grateful is going to help you. And then use a prompt to write down 10 dreams every day as though they've already happened, and finish with one big, incredible goal that will get you there the fastest. Now that you know where you're truly headed, you can build your action plan and your to-do list about the results that you want and the direction you're headed. So I'll show you. Her journal looks like this. Move this out right here. So today I'm grateful for 10 dreams I made happen, the goal I'm going to achieve first. So what I want you guys to think about is writing that down, where I am, the person I am in 10 years, and writing it as though it was so powerful for me. So I wrote down exactly like I said. I did a letter to my future self and wrote down exactly who I was in 10 years. And then I took 10 goals that I have, and I wrote down exactly what I am, what I've bought, where I live. And I just put 10 things, and out of these 10 things that I've written down, they would make my future self in 10 years. It would become possible. And then one goal that I'm going to start working on. So say, for instance, if you're wanting time freedom, financial freedom, you want to be, you're a giver, you live debt-free, all this stuff is in your 10-year person that you have. What's one goal that that make that happen? And changing that up, you can even change the wordings and stuff and do everything to do with your business. But one thing that I could make all of my goals in 10 years happen is if I become ambassador. Like, that's one thing that I put down. Like, that's one of my goals. And if I work towards that one goal all these other things would add up. Like you would be a successful business owner. You would be able to give freely. You would live debt free. You would live in a dream home. So all those things that I have personal goals of, they would be met by achieving that one thing. And then what do I have to do every single day to make that one thing happen? What are intentional things I can do about my day to make sure that I grow in my business? So say in your business, you can lower it down. Where do you want to be in 1 year, in 12 months, by December 2019? Where do you want to close out the year? Where do you want to be? And write down your dream self for 1 year of where you are, and then write down 10 things that will help you get there, and writing them down as though they were 10 dreams. And then one goal, what's one thing? So if you're not Ruby yet, working on going Ruby. One goal that you can have is, and maybe going Ruby is a dream. What's one goal you can work on? Signing 5 distributors. That's the first start of going Ruby, signing 5 distributors. And writing that down, and then writing down, once you sign your 5 distributors, everyone needs to be 400 in volume. Writing down, once you get your 5, then go to your next dream and goal to make those dreams happen and to make that person happen with yourself. So this is extremely important, you guys, to be able to do, to dream big and to think big. And then you can also bring it down and bring it home and say, what can I do for this version of myself? Where do I see myself at the end of January? Where do I see myself at the end of February? How can I get there? What are 10 dreams that I can write down that I have for myself for 2019? What is something I can start doing? What's one goal I can focus on right now, tonight, that will get me there? So that's personally what I've started doing. And it will help you dream so much bigger than you've ever dreamed before. Because whenever you tell yourself, I see myself ending 2019 as a presidential diamond, as a diamond, as whatever that your dream is for the end of 2019. I see myself ending 2019 there. What are 10 things that I have to write down that are dreams of mine that would get me to that one thing by the end of the year? What's one goal I can start working on tonight that's going to get me there and going to get those things accomplished? Knowing where you want to end this year is the most important part of your business. But knowing where you want to end this year and where you want to be in 10 years is so important. It's important to dream. It's important to dream big. But I'm telling you guys, if you don't know what you're doing within the next 30 days, you'll never reach the end of the year where you want to end it. And you'll never reach your 10-year goals. You have to dream big. You have to think big. You have to broaden all that stuff. 10 goals, or 10 years, 10 dreams, one goal. That's awesome. But what about 10 months, 10 dreams, one goal? Where do you see yourself in 1 month? Your financial situation could completely change. It took me 10 months to go diamond with this business, 11 months to go double diamond. I went from a $400-something check in January. And February, my check was a little over $1,900, right at $2,000. And in March, my check was over $5,000. Can you imagine what those 3 months did for my life? But I knew where I was ending that year. I knew what I was doing. I knew where I was going. And I knew that I had 10 dreams of things that I wanted to be and things that I wanted to do. And I had one goal in mind. My one goal is to get out that chart and to fill those boxes. After that, fill that volume. After that, that was set, then on to the next one and on to the next, on to the next rank. Once you go executive, go Ruby. Once you go Ruby, go Emerald. Once you go Emerald, go Diamond. Setting those up each time and saying, I have this many boxes to fill. I need to sign this many distributors. Now I need to sign this many loyal customers. I need to have this many orders. Now I need to do this. Because whenever you are financially setting yourself up higher and higher in the ranks of your company, then you're making more and more money. And that 10-year version of yourself is nothing for you. You're unlocking everything that you have written down, and you're unleashing every one of those dreams and every one of those goals for yourself, all by saying I'm going to work on this one thing right here. And this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this every single day until I master it and I achieve it and that goal's done. And then I'm going to work on the next one. You guys, dreaming big is so, so, so important. If you don't know how to dream, you've got to start. Write down who you are in 10 years. You will be so, so excited to think about that person. Then when you narrow it down to those 10 dreams and write them as though they were. Every day you should write down as though they were. The 10 dreams that you wrote down for yourself, you should be writing those down every single day as a practice. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. And then I have I bought, I live in, I am. Writing it down every single day. It reminds me of my goal. Oh my goodness, my goal is to hit the next rank of my company. My goal is I've got to go triple. And then I've got to go presidential, and then I've got to go ambassador, because once I go ambassador and I'm making $30,000 a month, all these dreams and all these goals and this best version of myself in 10 years is absolutely nothing. Like, that's awesome. But I see that that's a 10-year goal. So if it takes me, I've got hurdles to climb, I've got things to go over, I've got a lot of no's to go through, it's okay. I have 10 years to get to this dream person of mine over here. I've got 10 dreams that I have written out. If it takes me 10 years to reach that, it's okay. So then you don't feel as much as though you're in a hurry every single day, because you know, I'm sticking this out. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm building a business. I'm going to be the best version of myself, because in 10 years, I'm going to be this person. I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to give to this charity. I'm going to be able to do this for this person. I'm going to be able to open an orphanage. I don't know what your dreams and goals are. Your dreams and goals could be to own an orphanage, could be to go to Africa, could be to feed the world. Your dreams and goals could be anything. I don't know what they are, but they're powerful. And that version of yourself in 10 years is a powerful, powerful person. Don't let yourself down. Learn how to dream. Write down who you are in 10 years. Write down 10 goals that will get you to that 10-year person. And then, or 10 dreams that is going to make that 10-year person, and then one goal that you can start on today. So I hope this helped you guys as much as it helped me. I literally was crying by the time I got through writing my letter. When I was writing my 10 goals down, like, I really was into this. Like, I felt like I was writing to myself, and I put, if I could just tell that 32-year-old mom that has, you know, these kids, I wrote down my kids' ages so that I could remember when I go back and look at this letter. If I could just tell her it was absolutely worth it. It was worth the sleepless nights. It was worth the hard work, because now you are. And then I just said everything I was. You guys, it's so, so powerful. It is so, so powerful. So learning to do that and telling yourself where you are. So if I didn't give you guys enough time, you can go back and you can redo it. But sorry for all the cutting in and out and different things that happened tonight. But I hope that this was as powerful and as helpful for you as it was for me. And I hope that tonight, out of everything that you learned, you can dream. You can be an absolute dream of a person in 10 years. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for hopping on here. And y'all have a great night. I will.
Thank you.